Well, looks like the industry is heating up because there could be some massive changes to both the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Reserved cards. With American Express updating their line of cards, and Chase having cards like the Freedom Flex that cuts into some of the benefits that the Sapphire cards have, these changes are long overdue. As reported by a couple people over on Reddit, there seems to be some official Chase documents that were leaked showing some massive changes to the cards which could happen by mid-August. And in this video, we'll be going over all the changes you need to know whether you have the card or you're planning to get the cards. Hey, I'm Kevin, and on this channel, we talk strategies to help you along on your financial journey. If you love credit cards and the rewards as much as I do, let me know by smashing that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's get started. First off, let's very briefly go over the benefits of the Chase Sapphire Preferred as it stands right now. If you want a more in-depth breakdown on all the benefits of the cards and how I value and use them, check out my dedicated video on the card up in the corner and down in the description. Alright, so right now, the Chase Sapphire Preferred card has a sign-up bonus of 100,000 points. And at a 2 cents a point valuation, which is what I value them as, that's like $2,000 on a $95 annual fee card. In fact, there's been reports that if you go in branch, you could get the same offer with the annual fee waived and get a $50 grocery credit too. Insane on top of insane. Then you get 2 times back on dining and travel worldwide, including takeout and delivery services, as well as 5 times points on Lyft rides, a DoorDash membership pass, as well as $60 to Peloton memberships. And you still get all the perks like purchase protection, travel protection, extended warranty, primary rental car insurance, and more. It's been a pretty decent card all this time, but with minimal changes throughout the years, it's really due for an upgrade, especially when cards like the Freedom Flex could have more point multipliers on certain categories. Alright, so what are the rumored changes to the card? Well, first off, there could be a $50 credit towards hotels booked through the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal. Now, I never really booked through the portal, but I'd imagine that the prices should be pretty similar to what you'd find on any other site. But a user on Reddit had a keen eye and saw that if you're using this credit for a booking, then you're not earning any of the points that you would have gotten if you bought this regularly. That means you could be losing out on hundreds, if not a couple thousand points, just by trying to use a $50 credit. To make the most out of it, that means you really need to find a low price hotel for maybe 1 or 2 nights, which is pretty uncommon. Speaking of the portal, you'll also get 5 times points back on any travel booked through the portal. This is the same perk as the Freedom Flex has, so I wouldn't consider this anything too amazing of a perk. For more info on the no annual fee Freedom Flex card, check out my dedicated video on that card up above and down in the description. Then you have 3 times back on dining and streaming. Dining on one hand isn't that special because the no annual fee Freedom Flex card has the exact same benefit. And streaming, getting 3 times back on streaming shouldn't be that big of a perk because most people only have maybe 1 or 2 services, so the points you're getting from those are pretty negligible. Then that's followed by 3 times back on online groceries. And no Targets, no Walmarts, and no wholesale clubs like Costco's. Yes, I said online grocery stores, so it won't trigger if you go in person to these stores and buy things with a card. This is an okay perk, but technically the Freedom Flex, which again is no annual fees, has 5% back on grocery store trips, which is more than what it is here. As with the current version of the card, you still get 2 times back on travel booked outside of the portal and 1 times back on everything else. And finally, the last perk, which is pretty unique, is a 10% anniversary bonus on all the points that you've earned throughout the year. This sounds cool and all, but this is treating your points as if they were earned $1 to 1 point. That means that if you spent $1,000 on the Chase travel portal, yes, you'll be getting 5 times points on that, so 5,000 points. But when the anniversary bonus comes, you're treating your $1,000 as $1 to 1 point, so you're only getting a bonus of 100 points. When you're looking at it like that, it's a pretty mediocre bonus. So we'll talk about my thoughts on the card in just a little bit, but first let's also go over the Chase Sapphire Reserved card, starting with what you get from the card today. First off, there is a 60,000 point sign-up bonus, and the card costs $550 of annual fee, although it is offset by the yearly $300 in travel credit you get, which is really easy to use. That makes it more of a $250 card if you take that into account. On the points side, you're getting 3 times back on dining and travel, as well as 50% higher redemption value of your points if you book travel through the portal. Again, I still value these points at 2 cents a point, so it's not really worth it for me to redeem at that, but it is kind of nice to redeem your points at 1.5 cents a point through the portal if you're booking some cheap travel. Then you're also getting 5 times back on Lyft, as well as Lyft Pink, giving you 15% off all your rides and more. With everything opening back up and people going places more, this could come in pretty handy, especially if you ride Lyft rides a lot. Then you still get Dash Pass, which is similar to the preferred card, but you're also getting $60 in annual credit towards DoorDash. Add on global entry or TSA pre-check, $120 towards Peloton memberships, and Priority Pass, which gives you access to airport lounges across the world. Alright, so with that said, what are the new benefits you're getting with the potential changes to the Reserved? Well, it's a much shorter list than the Preferred, but with the Reserved, you could be getting 10 times points back on dining booked through the Chase Dining portal. This is technically a perk that existed a while ago when both cards got 10 times back on Chase Dining up until June 30th of this year, but it looks like this will only be continuing on the Reserved card. This isn't really a surprise because American Express and Chase are basically going head to head, and American Express has Resi to do all its restaurant type benefits, and Chase, on the other hand, is partnering up with Talk to offer their equivalent. If you eat out a lot on restaurants that are on this list, this could be a pretty lucrative perk, especially if you're able to, say, pay for the whole party and get people to pay you back. I mean, 10 times points valued at 2 cents a point is like saying 20% back on these purchases, which is pretty insane of a perk. Then you get 10 times points on hotel and car rentals booked through the travel portal, compared to 5 times on the preferred side. Again, this perk can be really good or really bad, because for most people, it probably won't come in handy, but for the select few, this would be really amazing. I mean, say you travel for work and you're able to book on your own card, that's like getting 20% back on all your hotel bookings, even though your company may be covering for it. Finally, you get 5 times the points on travel booked through the portal, which is the same as the preferred, and you get to keep the 3 times dining and 1 times on everything else that exists on the current version of the Reserved card. And that's it. There's not that many changes for the card. But given that the card has basically an annual fee of $250 after the travel credit, you're basically paying $150 more for a lot higher multiples in certain categories. In fact, with only a 60,000 point sign-up bonus compared to 100,000 on the preferred, I don't really see that big of a draw to this card, honestly. So why the sudden change to the cards? Well, American Express has been leveling up their cards, adding over $900 of benefits to their Platinum card and increasing the annual fee by about $145. So Chase, being a direct competitor, had to do something with their cards. They could have leaked these on purpose just to gauge the reaction of the public to these changes in the benefits, to see if they should adjust things before an actual release, because the documents that were leaked online looked pretty official. On that note though, as I'm filming this, the PDFs that were leaked have been reverted to show the perks of the current versions of the cards. So probably Chase caught on and took it down to fix something, or maybe something else that's going on. Personally, I think these are pretty decent upgrades, especially if they keep the annual fees unchanged. That said, I do see them potentially increasing the preferred card by $50 and saying that, oh, you are getting $50 in hotel credits in addition to all the other perks. But then again, the current DoorDash, Peloton, and Lyft credits might not last forever. So these could go away and be replaced by the $50 in hotel credit. Then again, a lot of these new perks are based around you spending on the Chase Ultimate Rewards travel portal. And because you're buying through that, Chase is already getting a kickback. So it's essentially them digging into their commissions and giving us, the users, back a portion of the money they get. So what am I gonna do with my Chase Sapphire Preferred card? Well, I am approaching my 4 to 8 months, meaning I can cancel this card and re-sign up for this or the Reserve card to get the sign-up bonus again. So it'll really depend on what the sign-up bonuses are like. I mean, they are at a historical high right now at 100,000 points for the preferred, But if these changes do happen, who knows what else could be different. With that said, if you want a detailed breakdown on everything the Chase Sapphire Preferred has and how I'm able to use all the perks, check out the video that I've linked down in the description below. Or if you want to know how I'm earning $2,000 to $3,000 off of a credit card, check out the video up in the corner and down in the description as well. If you're still watching here to the end, thank you so much. And as always, invest safe, spend safe, and see you in the next one.